Hi, I'm George the Weather Dad, and it's time to take a look at your upcoming weekend. And well, for the most part, it's not going to be a complete washout, but there will be some showers around for a good portion of us here as we head on into the weekend. Temperature wise, well, that's going to be a little tricky because it's going to be dependent on how many clouds we have and how many showers actually develop as the sun will cook the atmosphere as we head on into your weekend. But for Friday, we're going to see temperatures fairly cool across most of the Midwest, warming up nicely here in the central U.S. Really nice along the Gulf Coast, temperature-wise, well into the 80s and 90s for those of you here. And we're going to see temperatures here on in the Midwest pretty close to normal, and that's going to put us in the lower 70s. But depends on the cloud cover. We could see temperature highs only in the 60s here on Friday. Now this is where it gets a little tricky here on your Saturday. It's showing temperatures about normal. That would put us in the lower 70s, but we're going to be in what we call a cyclonic flow. Some very cool air around, very warm with the sun beating down on the earth, and that's going to kick off, I think, a few instability showers, and we have a little bit of a hiccup, as I like to call it, coming through the Great Lakes. And that's going to kick off a few showers and possibly a few thunderstorms, especially in the Ohio Valley and the Great Lakes region. But I think that's going to be more of a morning event. I think it's going to be pushing off towards the east as we head towards the latter part of the day on your Saturday here in the Ohio Valley. But nice warm up off to the west there. You can see temperatures a little bit above normal, and then by Sunday same thing applies. I think this is a little bit overdone. Once again, we have some that cool air around, and with the sun beating down, it's going to kick off some clouds and maybe a few isolated showers, but a little bit drier on our Sunday than it will be on our Saturday here in the Midwest. Nice warm up there as you head up to the northern plains, but notice cooler air again. There's another low developing, and in fact we're going to be in a fairly active weather pattern as we head on into next week. Now, speaking of next week, here we go on Wednesday, warming up nicely here in the southern plains, cooler again up into the north. Once again, an active weather pattern, very warm air will move in and then colder air will filter in behind it. Here on Wednesday, it's showing temperatures a little bit above normal. That would put us in the mid to 70s. But once again, we have to keep an eye on the precipitation because when we get it, that's going to keep temperatures down somewhat. As far as precipitation is concerned, here on our Friday, once again, we see that instability showers throughout most of the Midwest. Pretty heavy rains moving up into the northeast, some severe weather potential down into the southeast. And then here we go on Saturday. And again, a little hiccup moving on through. Temperatures a little bit cool, sun's going to warm it up a little bit, but I think this is going to be mid-afternoon. By later in the afternoon, I think this will be pushing on out, and here comes our next system developing there in the southern Rockies. By Sunday, again, it dries out for the most part. We're going to have a few instability clouds, maybe even a few showers, especially as we head up into Pennsylvania and upstate New York. Here's that next system really getting itself organized. And as I said, we're going to be in a very busy, active pattern for next week, and this is going to bring rain for the early part of next week. Now, as far as Wednesday is concerned, again, middle of the week, that system we saw in the Central Rockies pushes on through, but there's another one developing behind it, and that's going to bring in potentially a good area of severe weather by the latter part of next week. But overall, the temperatures are going to be about normal or slightly below normal, and it's going to be a little bit wet now and then. Hope you guys have a nice weekend. I'm George, the Weather Dad.